Well, we're going to head out this morning and change cards in a couple of trail cams. So join me on a little adventure on a cold and windy morning in February, and we'll see what we can find. Well, I'm headed out here today to change a couple of trail cam cards, see what's happening at the old hunting property. It's pretty chilly today. It's is a couple of degrees above zero with a pretty good wind, but it sounds like it's going to be cold for probably the next 8 days, so colder than what it is now. So we're gonna get out, get these cars changed now, so I don't have to worry about it when it's 30 below, and see what you can see on there. This first camera is battered up a bit. It was eaten by a bear, and then after it was eaten by a bear, it was smashed by somebody that tried to take it. So there ain't much left of it right now, but that being said, I still can make it work at least a little bit until I can get something new. Kids just recently purchased this property. They'd been looking for some hunting land for a couple of years and were fortunate enough to find this 40 really on the edge of the wilderness. It's bounded on all four sides by public property, Forest Service on one side, state on one side, and county on two sides. The remoteness and the isolation really gives them control over what's happening on this particular piece of land. Some real interesting features to this piece of property. The topography is such that there's a lot of differences in elevations, some hills and some valleys. It was logged over a few years ago, and the diversity in the tree stands that are there allowed it to be logged in such a way that the species that they weren't interested in, like the cedar and the ash, they left whole, as well as leaving some edge around some of the elevations, both the high and the low. So there's part of the property that is open and part of the property that has some cover to it to really be some outstanding wildlife territory. Kids have lots of ideas of what they'd like to be able to do with this. Primarily, it was purchased as a hunting property, but they have a lot of recreational things that they like to do in the outdoors. Between them and the grandkids, they'll spend a lot of time out here bonding and being entertained. And fortunately, I've been able to be a part of this. We've been a hunting party for many years, and having been part of that, it allows me to get out here and do some of the things that I like to do, like play with these trail cams. I will at some time bring my cameras out here and put a blind up where I can not only do some hunting from, but maybe do some photography. I know the animals and birds that tend to be around here are really somewhat exotic, I guess, if you really compare it to other parts of the state. We've got wolves and moose and fisher, pine marten, spruce grouse, just a ton of opportunities for things that you don't find all over. This camera's in a little bit better shape. We'll see what we get here. I know the relatives that own this property have been through here, so I'm sure we'll see them show up. I haven't seen a whole lot of other tracks. I did see a few, but I'm not sure that they went out in front of the camera. So we may get something, we may not. That's always the chance you take when you put out some trail cams. As after we leave this here for a little bit longer, we'll probably do some scouting when the weather warms up a little bit and maybe find some other places to put a couple of cams. But in the meantime, it's always fun. It's a chance to get outside and enjoy the outdoors, even when it's on the chilly side here. But hopefully we'll have something to show for it by way of deer or wolves or anything else. So. Well, I did a preliminary check on the trail cams. There isn't a whole lot there. There's a few shots of the kids out here hiking and snowmobiling and their dog Hank out here. And aside from that, the only thing that I saw immediately were a couple of wolves. So when I get those on the computer, I'll include those in this little video here. But not a lot happening. Saw a few tracks, but most of them didn't come in front of my trail cam, except for a couple of wild dogs. So we'll see what that looks like. Maybe there's something will show up once I get them on a big screen and can see a little better. But that's the report for today. Take care. Well, as you can see, we saw everything that I had thought I'd seen, plus a couple more. Actually, more wolf activity than I thought, and even some deer in there. So that's all good to know as far as the future is concerned. So it was a good day.